Alright, there we go. Slightly late, but listen. Persona 3 Reload suddenly got a fuckload of story content. Suddenly there's a bunch of story cutscenes. So I couldn't just pause and just leave it at that, alright? But we're here now, and we're just gonna head straight into it because we are right. Sup, hey Kumi. Guess we just click continue. Alright, let's do the shit. Let's get right into it. Right, we went with the vice president last time. He wanted something. I don't know what though. I could stay. That's up to you. The choice is yours. The choice is yours alone. Fair enough. Fair enough. Can't force you. Look at this fucking room. Did you enter this empty student council room? Bye. Second high student council had the use of 2 rooms. Love you? Oh, love you too? Question mark? Love you too, I guess? I mean, I love all of you, so... I love you! I love all you guys! Xenoblade 2 type shit. That's a large office, specifically made for the student council. I love all you guys! Xenoblade 2 type shit. Second was an archive room. Once used as a preparatory office for math courses. Okay, man. Yeah, man. All friendly. It's all friendly love around here. Nothing weird. All friendly love, alright? That's France. It's France. God, relax. We read about it. So out of the 2, the walls were lined with densely packed shelves. Already cramped rooms seem even more confined. You're in my harem now? What? I hate you. Okay. For this reason, it's more as a private refuge to the student council. I'll take it. I'm in the harem. W. The 2 students sat across from one another. Torimaru Tsukiji. Let me get it right. He was the son of the chairman of Misaki High School and the vice president of its school council. Like Sojiro, he was in his 2nd year and first met the transfer student a week earlier when the task of looking after him was dumped onto the student council. If you happen, I'll see you. Okay, bye-bye. I mean, would you hate... Alright, chat. Who in chat wouldn't be opposed to being Aoko's dog? Be real. As self-deprecating as his words were, he hardly seemed dissatisfied with the arrangement. That Arca said hi. She not in this one, Bio. Took a snack from his pocket and grimaced at it before taking a bite. 100-calorie energy bar sacrificed flavor for efficiency, but somehow not enough to prevent him gnawing on it like a piece of jerky. Your dog's not a good thing. What you mean? What about that? So just sat in the chair with a concerned look on his face. Also, if the game volume's too low, or like the voices for the characters are too low, do tell me, because I can just turn them up, if that is needed. I mean, I agree, dogs are kinda spooky. They can be, but like, what? That is interesting. Soldier, how are you still, to this day, scared of dogs? That's fair. So wolves. It's long to have their scent on you too. Soldier opened his lunch as he spoke. Inside a bright green cloth, 3 beautifully made triangular rice balls. Oh, jelly-filled donuts? W. Bro, what?
そんなこの世のものとは思えない握り飯を見たのは初めてだ。思わず絶句しちまった。
What's so special about him?
それどっちなんだ？
Yeah, is that good or bad for you? What do you mean special?
褒めてるんだよ、バカ。
Oh, no. I'll be honest. I didn't even pick up that was a compliment. I did not pick up on that. Sojo was always confounded by phrasing that could be interpreted in multiple ways. Enthusiasms and subtle sarcasm were often lost on him. Lost on me too, apparently. It's only on rare occasions, like this one, that he chose to confirm what was being said. Tomura had come to suspect that Sojo had a very black and white way of seeing things.
ところで、その固まった小麦粉みたいなの、美味しいのか？
No. Sojo stared at the engine bar with a curious look on his face.
まずくはねえが、うまくもねえよ。
Hold on.
まあ、試してみる分には止めねえ
They're sharing food?
が。人間、何事も手間暇惜しむようになっちゃおしまいだぜ。
Three base
ことが
desires.
三大欲求ならなおさらだ。
The three base desires, okay. Tomura quickly finished off his bar, put another one on the table, and grabbed one of Sojo's rice ball. Sojo failed to notice the rudeness of the forced exchange, then gave the proffered engine bar a try.
なんだか土を食べてるみたいだ。
It tastes like shit, man. The fuck? Why'd you let me eat this? It tastes like shit.
違いない。遊びをなくせば人生こんなもんだって見本だな。
Sojo looks so depressed. How did you manage this, Tobimaru? How did you manage this? Out of principle, Sojo labored over his energy bar, cringing all the while. He was both curious of the unknown and loath to leave something unfinished.
今無理に平らげる必要はねえぞ。そいつの利点は携帯食ってところだからな。素で味気ないが、食えるうちは味が落ちないのがいいところだ。
Yeah, it's consistent with being shit.
まあ、そっちはともかく。どうだ、少しは慣れたか？
I hope so. Like a week or so.
ああ、飛び丸や青崎が気を使ってくれているからね。
W! Tomar turned his eyes up to the ceiling, able to handle Sojo's carefree smile. Absent-minded as Sojo might have been, his expression were nonetheless incredibly earnest. It's like poison to someone as self-absorbed as Tobimaru.
だから青崎は来ねえんだよな。
He took a bite from the rice while to disturb himself away from such thoughts. Though now cold, the rice bowl had managed to maintain its freshness, startling Tobimaru.
ん？いや待て。気を使ってんのは俺だけじゃねえか。青崎なんて、お前が転入した日に彼迷惑だから見張ってての一言だけだぞ。
I don't know what to tell you, man.
なんでそこで君が怒るんだ？
Oh no, you upset him.
いや、だからだな。お前が学校になれるよう陰ながら見守ってんのは俺で、青崎は生徒会室で全校生徒の弱みを集めてるだけって話だ。面倒な苦労してんのは俺だけじゃねえかって。
You be careful what you say here. Mars stopped himself, realizing how ridiculous he sounded. Sojo, rightly so, knew it was nothing to get this upset over.
いいさ。青崎に言いつけられなきゃこうなることもなかったしな。
That sounds about right.
知ってるか？あいつどうして俺にこんな役させたと思う？
Because you get along? I assume?
副会長だからだろ。
That was not my guess, but that's a good one. Tomar's handsome face went dark.
あのな、どうして副会長が転入生一人にかかりっきりにならなくちゃいけねえんだよ。
Yes.
いいぜ。機会があったら青崎本人に聞いてみな。あいつの本性がわかるからよ。
That sounds about right. Snatched another bite of the rice bowl while grumbling under his breath. There it was again. Rice grains that were just dry enough to be fresh and tender in the mouth. More so that betrayed its humble description, which must have been delicately molded by a master chef rather than haphazardly clumped into a ball.
そして何よりこの塩加減、中の具から染み出した厳妙な醤油加減はどうだ。食欲をそそるどころか、脳を食欲だけにする。
Frozen heaven.
おお。
飛び丸、思ってることが口に出てるみたいだけど。
Bro is in Zenith. Bro is experiencing something beyond this fucking world.
あ、いや、それほどのショックだったってわけだ。
Like, bro, relax. It's just a rice bowl.
なあ、その字。これ具はなんだ。
It's so natural to inquire about the unexpectedly delicious bite. He had been nibbling around the edges and had not yet reached its center.
ああ、それはイナゴ。
I'm sorry, what? Grasshopper?
ありえねえ。
Vice-Prez choked down his cough. This human soldier would prefer earthly ingredients instead of seafood on account of its mountain life. But he never expected he would use grasshoppers.
くそ、食う前に言えよな。信じられねえぐらいうまいと思っちまったじゃねえか。
Exactly, so, don't worry about it, keep eating. Just don't think about it.
ああ、今のは嘘だよ。
Yo! Sojo told a joke! Yo, I'm so proud of him. He told a joke. It was kind of funny. Though I don't think Tobimar thinks it's funny, but damn! Sojo actually managed to tell a joke. They locked eyes for a moment.
本当は鮭。いくらなんでもイナゴはね。
Oh, so this seafood.
おお、そうだよな。いや、安心した。いくらなんでもイナゴはねえよな。
Toby, for being the vice president, you sure do believe people things say it way too quickly. If you're gonna be the vice president, you should, like, not believe everything you hear, you know?
ああ、こんな都会で身の締まったイナゴが手に入るもんか。
Oh. As curious as those words were, Tobimar decided to let them go.
たく、どっちにしても冗談きついぜ。危うく吐き出すところだったじゃねえか。らしくねえぞ、宗十郎。
Well, you said it tasted good, so I don't think you would.
君が青崎の悪口を言うからだ。
Ah! Is that a grud? What the fuck is that expression? Sojo closed his eyes as he continued to chew on his rice ball. What is this expression? Sojo, what are you... What are you... What? Yep. Mara watched incredulously as Sojo made no attempt to hide his disapproval.
おい、今のはさすがに聞き捨てならねえぞ。俺が青崎の悪口を言ったから、異種返しをしたと、そういうことか。
Now, why would you do... Actually, I can understand why. Quick question. Go for it. Do you like farms? I mean... My... well, I mean, I used to... Where my great-grandparents were, or lived, there was a farm nearby. So I think a farm's okay. I think they're fine. I don't hate them. Are you a farmer? No, I wouldn't say so. Sojo continued chewing. The country boy's silent protest said all that needed to be said. The vice president suddenly looked like he had been struck by lightning. Can you farm religiously without food? Without any food or water? If I were to farm religiously, I would need food and water. I would need that.
なんてこった。お前、まさか青崎に惚れてんのか？
Perchance.
そうなのか？そうなんだな。おい、眠ってねえで起きろ。
Sojiro. Tomura flew out of his chair and violently shook Sojiro by the shoulders. So I'm just insane, I guess. I wouldn't say that. I mean, just because... No. Just because I don't. Just because I don't doesn't mean someone else might agree with you. Well, just because someone doesn't... just because I don't answer favorably to the question doesn't mean someone else wouldn't, you know? Like, I would need food and water, but someone else might agree with you that they don't need it. Sojiro opened his eyes.
そうか。お前は1年前の惨劇を知らないんだな。
He sure don't. I sure don't know.
知ってりゃ、そんなストレートな破滅願望を持つこともなかったろうに。
I literally have a farmer role in the Discord server. I know. I'm aware, yeah. I don't know what you're trying to say here. I'm aware, yeah. I don't have it. Saki doesn't have it. Anna doesn't have it. Chris doesn't have it. You know, no one else has it. It's your role.
君の言葉には誤解が含まれてるけど、それは後にする。それより、1年前の惨劇って？
Do tell. Back to the farm. Back to the farm then. Sheeps are calling me. I spelled water on my fucking keyboard. Not really. Actually, no, I didn't. I thought I did, but didn't. Looked like I did. Tomorrow regained his composure and sat down after a moment's thought.
仕方ねえ。この手の噂をするのは好きじゃねえんだけどな。
An exception. Tomorrow reassured himself that it was in Sojour's best interest as a young man to know. I bumped the microphone, sorry.
あれは青崎がまだ1年の頃の話だ。
Okay.
あの頃はみんな入学したばっかりで、青崎がどんな性格か誰も知らなかった。
Some Aoko backstory? Hold on. On top of backstory?
外見は文句なしに美人だからな。
I mean, yeah. I guess we can't disagree with that one. We can't disagree with that.
そりゃ男どもは狂気乱舞したもんさ。
Yeah, true. To this day, even. Little did they know that soon after they would go crazy for an entirely different reason. It starts. Fair enough. Fair, good point. Statement retracted. But I can say that she's cute, alright? That is a adjective that can be used to describe someone in non-creepy ways. I can say that. And I mean nothing more than that. Unless we're talking about adult Aoko. Adult Aoko, shoo-wee.
4月5月は
Yes,
もう上を下への大騒ぎだよ。
That sounds about right.
あの時ばかりは上級生も下級生もなかったな。
That also sounds about right.
野郎同士の牽制、共闘、果ては決闘まで。まあよくも騒いだもんさ。青崎に近寄るだけでも大変だったんだぜ。
Yeah, that makes sense.
なんでそんなよくわからない事態になるんだ？
And of course, Sojiro is confused.
そりゃ、青崎は一人きり。命知らずな野郎は延べ100人ほどいたからだよ。
Exactamundo.
一人一人青崎とランチしても3ヶ月かかるだろ。
And, well, she don't got time for that, so turn them all, hey yo, I'm back, that's great. Welcome back.
だから、まずは男同士でつまんねえ暗闘があったのさ。
Of course they did, because that's just what men do. Not men, I should say boys, specify boys. Ugh. Goddamn mitt.
まあいい。わからねえならそこは飛ばそう。
Oh?
所詮負け犬どもの話だしな。
The juicy
本筋
part.
にはなりえねえ。
Do tell.
でな、そんなどうでもいい戦いを勝ち残った奴らは列なして1年の女に言
Speaking
い寄
from
ったわけだ。
experience, being in being part of a big group that fawns over the same girl, no, not really. No, but that's just the guy thing to do. So that's why I say, huh, guys, men or boys. You know, that's just what they do. You know, well, depends on the class, I suppose you're in. The male experience. Well, not everyone partook. Not to say like, oh, look at me, I'm the cool exception. Blah blah. No, it's just everyone's different.
青崎はあれで、なんていうか、相手のなけなしの誠意じゃなくてあれか、勇気。そういうのを無視できずに認めちまうやつだからな。
Something like that.
言い寄ってくる相手を可能な限り丁寧に断ってた。
Sounds about right.
が、中にはそれで勘違いしちまうやつも
Couldn't
いたよ。
take. Oh no. Couldn't take the hint, huh? Well, you're here. You being in the stream already makes you cool. I don't know what to fucking tell you. Don't you have like a bunch of friends? Oh wait, yeah you do. You got a bunch of friends. And that's enough. There's no such thing as... Listen, alright, listen. Let's be careful here. We're not in school anymore, so being cool / uncool, that's not a thing. Alright? There's such thing as uncool. Alright? That's not a thing anymore. You're not in school. If you were at school, sure, but you're not. So that's not a thing anymore. Alright? It's not about being popular. It's not about being cool. It's... You're in the stream, and that's great. You have a lot of friends to talk. Well, not to say that being with me is important or anything. I don't know where I'm trying to go with this. Point is, incorrect. You have a bunch of friends. So that alone means that what you're saying is not true. Even though it's not really important to be cool or not cool.
3年のある野郎が、これは脈ありと見て。
Third year hitting on a...
言い寄ったんだよ。
third year hitting on a first year? I do? Yes! You're in a whole fucking Discord server with people who... I would assume as at least friendly with you. You got the whole Twitch chat who is friendly. You know? I don't... Why am I trying to debate with someone who's nihilistic?
多分、そいつは頭がおかしかったんだ。今にして思うと、そうとしか思えん。
Yeah. Incidentally, I decided to gloss over the fact that this student was also the former student council president.
学園ばかりか。青崎の家まで押しかけたそうでな。あまりにしつこいんで、青崎も堪忍袋の尾が切れたんだろう。ちょっと口にするのははばかられる方法で振ったんだよ。
Well, yeah, that's stalker behavior. Of course you should kick his ass then if you're able to. Damn, stalker, get rid of him.
結果、そいつは自分から他校に転入希望したばかりか、三崎町からも逃げ出しちまって、青崎も1ヶ月ばかり自宅謹慎を食らった。
I mean, okay, I get kicking him in the face is a bit extreme, but House Arrest, he was a stalker. Alright.
世に言う血の公会堂事件だ。
Oh. Oh, it got bloody. Oh. Nice deserved it.
詳しく知りたけりゃ本人はまずいな。新聞部にでも行け。あそこの部長は命知らず。
Still deserved, obviously.
聞けば面白がって教えてくれる。
Oh, yeah, newspaper editor, okay.
飛び丸、その具体的な表現を故意に避けてないか。
Bro, you're not telling me everything. Come on now.
仕方ねえだろ。理事長の息子だろうがなんだろうが。怖いものは怖えし。高校ぐらいは無事卒業しとかねえとな。
Bro, we are alone in this the second student council room. Aoko will not hear us from here. Relax.
うちの女子の制服見るたびに規制を上げるトラウマなんて持ちたくねえよ。
That's a bit extreme. So we should tell this head to the side in confusion. Tomorrow I had lost him with that comment.
ああ、いい。
Bro, Dead Eye Tobimaru. Or not Tobimaru, Sojiro. My favorite.
それより、なんで青崎なんかがいいんだよ、宗次郎。
She was nice to him on his first day. Tilt his head again. This time to the other side.
おい、お前、本当に青崎が好きなのか？
I don't think
単に
so.
胸がドキドキ言ってるだけなら、それは恋じゃなくて恐怖だってオチもあるぜ。いくらその字がぼんやりでも、理由ってもんがあるだろう。
He tilted his head even further. What Tomoru was saying sounded off, but Sojiro decided not to press the matter. All the more because he found many of his own emotions towards Aozaki to be incomprehensible.
そうだな、おかしい。俺はあまり彼女を知らないのにね。
I guess when you see someone you think is pretty, you just kind of feel that way, and he's confused by that? Which makes sense, right? Living in the mountains, you know. You don't develop every emotion right away. You don't get to experience every type of emotion right away, or taught every emotion. So I guess that would confuse him. Because they had not truly spoken to each other since the day she showed him around. Every time Sojiro tried to talk to her, she immediately got up and left. As fate would have it, they ended up working together that recent Sunday. Made only idle chat on the way back. On the way and back.
けど飛び丸、君は知らないだけなんだ。
Oh, they're talking about the church stuff? Oh, so that is actually, yeah, okay. Makes sense that would be brought up, obviously that was before this chapter.
時々なんだが、誰かの視線を感じて振り返ってみると、いつ失敗するかを心配して見ている人がいる。
Yeah, that sounds like she's just worried about you, not anything else.
飛び丸の言う通り、ただ廊下で俺を見かけて、単に監視していただけなのかもしれない。本当は俺のことなんて気にせず素通りしたいのかもしれない。
I don't know. I think she's just trying to look out for you, man.
けど、どんな種類であれ、彼女の心配は本物だ。
Yeah, I think she's just trying to look out for you, make sure you don't do anything wrong. Jump out of windows and shit.
それに、ここが一番大事だと思うんだけど、実際の話、青崎のそういうところのおかげで、俺は助かっていたりするんだ。
Yeah. His tone was measured and sincere. Tomoru sighed with a tinge of regret. Not for those words, he could have introduced Sojiro to a more suitable girl with whom he could have lived out the rest of his school days in peace. He never went to such length for his other friends. Generally speaking, if it was of some benefit to him, he was not afraid of exploiting another. If they were of no use, he didn't bother getting involved with them. That was how Tobimaru Tsukiji operated. Sojiro happened to be the type of person who provided no benefit to Tobimaru, yet somehow sparked in a desire to help. It's not that friendship was completely alien to him. He just did not have many people he felt that close to. So Sojiro had really fallen for Aoko. It was not his place as a friend to try to change his mind.
やれやれ。結局、惚れてるやつには理由なんていらねえんだな。
Suppose it fucking doesn't, huh?
そんなことはない。理由なら一つある。彼女を一目見たときに、綺麗だなって思ったぞ。
As I said earlier, that sounds about right.
ん？
Tomoru's shoulder slumped.
なんだ？なんだけ恥ずかしいセリフ言っといて、要は外見に惚れてますな。結局見てくれかよ、宗次郎。
That does sound bad, Sojiro. You really should think of a different reason than just her looks. That's pretty bad.
綺麗なものに見とれるのはいいことじゃないのか？
Fuck, that's a good point. But that's not enough of a reason to date someone. You can't just date someone because you think they're hot. There's gotta be something else, right? Because that means you're gonna be talking with them a lot, interacting with them a lot, and being with them a lot. It can't just be because you want to look at them. That's weird. Right? That's weird. There'll be something more. Something about that's interesting, right?
自分を綺麗に見せる努力をしているんだから、外見から内面を判断するのはそんなおかしな話じゃないと思う。
I don't... These are topics I didn't think I would talk about. I suppose that's not incorrect, but I don't know if I agree with that. Obviously, I mean, when you look at someone for the first time, you know, guy, female, you know, male, female, other, you know, whatever, right? The first thing you see is their appearance. You judge off appearance. Obviously, that's how it works, right? You use your eyes. You see someone. You judge off their appearance, what they're possibly like, what's their personality, you know, what do they like, what do they dislike, how do they behave in social situations. That's how you judge someone the second you look at them. You judge by appearance. So I get that. I get this. But that can't be the only thing, man. Sure, someone's appearance might get you to talk to them, but like, sure, there's something else after you had a conversation with said person. There's something else about them you like. Surely, that has to be. Exactly. That good way to just sum it up. Good way to take all the shit I said and sum it up perfectly. Just judge first, and personality is the thing that makes you want to keep talking to him. Exactly. So, not incorrect, Sojiro. I guess you're not wrong, but it can't be the only thing. That's weird. That sounded like a sophism to Tobimaru, but he had no counterpoint to offer. Because you don't know Aoko that well?
しょうがねえ。わかったよ。この話はもうやめよう。その字が誰をてめえの女にするか、俺の知ったことじゃねえし。
True. True. Now, Tobimaru was mistaken about one major point during this whole conversation. Namely, that Sojiro was not head over heels in love with Aoko and hoped to go steady with her. He liked her as a person. It's exactly what I assumed, yeah. Because Sojiro doesn't know what love is. I think. No, he doesn't. No. Only could have foreseen the massive calamity that would be caused by this simple misunderstanding.
だがよ、一つだけ忠告しておくぜ、宗次郎。
Well, this will be interesting.
青崎は喧嘩をした相手だろうと別に嫌うわけじゃない。逆に言えば親切にしたって別に好かれるわけでもない。
Yeah.
いい例が俺だ。
That's simply how she acts at school as, that's simply a persona she puts on for school. Actually, no, she kind of acts like that at home, too. No, that's just how she is. He spoke with a pained sigh of opening old wounds from the past.
そうか。詳しく。
What happened?
おう、昔な、あいつがあんまりに独善的だったんで、つい手を挙げかけちまったことがある。
I know it says to hit her, but I think I assume you mean hit on her. You know, not actually punch her, but like try to, you know.
半年前の夏だ。
Smooth talking.
1年もあいつと生徒会やってたもんだから、俺も女っつうより戦友って気になっててな。
Okay.
つい勢いで平手打ちをしようと右手を上げた。我ながら4番バッターも角也という腰のひねり。確かな実感とともに俺は勝利を確信したもんさ。
Tobimaru, I know you've been friends with Soldier for what, like a week or two? A week or a half or so? You should know that you saying all this sounds like you just punched her. You should maybe phrase this in a way that you try to just hit on her. Not that you try to actually punch her in the face. Unless you actually mean this. He had a distant look in his eyes as his words trailed off.
翌日になって、こりゃ完全に敵扱いされたなと覚悟して生徒会室に行ってみりゃ、青崎はいつも通りだった。
Unless he means he actually punched her.
で、以来あいつと俺は会長と副会長で収まってる。
Such a side of the story. He then said, with absolute confidence,
今の話を総合すると、君は単にのろけたいのか?
She just wanted to brag, huh? Yeah, alright. Clearly, he had missed the point entirely.
なわ わけあるか。今の話のどこに甘酸っぱい要素があんだよ。
That sounds like bragging to me. I see your game, Toby. Punch the woman. Maybe she'll like you. I don't know.
俺としちゃあいつを女として見なくなった決定的な事件だったんだがね。
なんだ、違うのか。
It would seem so, Sojiro. A look of disappointment flitted across Sojiro's face. I tried that at some point. Please don't hit a woman. Don't hit anyone. Don't take Tobimaru's advice to heart, please. Tobimaru revised his opinion. Sojiro was something of a simpleton. But there was a quality to him that Tobimaru could not quite place.
とにかくだ。俺が言いたいのは、青崎青子の好き嫌いの基準ってのは普通じゃないってことだ。
And guess what? Sojiro is anything but normal.
いいことをすれば好かれる。気に入らないことをすれば嫌われる。ってわけじゃねえんだよ。あのお姫様は。
She a tough cookie to crack, but someone can crack it. Sojiro answered that he would keep it in mind as he looked at the clock. I've been talking for a while. Lunch was almost over.
もう君からの話はないか。
あ？初めからねえよ、そんなの。
Oh.
ん？
Why Tobimaru brought him here in the first place? Sojiro tilted his head in wonder, but shook it off to deal with the more pressing matters at hand.
よし。じゃあもう少し付き合ってくれ。飛び丸に聞きたいことがあったんだ。
Well? Mm-hmm. Tobimaru sat up straight, having never seen Sojiro's face look so serious before. Sojiro set aside his rice bowl and cleared his throat.
実は昨日、こんなことがあって。
Yesterday. He spoke solemnly. As carefully as possible, he recounted what had occurred the night before. I remember a bird hit his head one night, but...
しずきくんいる？
Wait, is that from the last archive where he went home at night? We watched Sojiro walk home? I saw a milk carton fall over. It was awesome. You should have been there, Tobimaru. You should have been there, man. But yeah, I assume it talks about like when he walked home at night in that one archive, 1.5 scenario, and like a bird hit him on the head or something, and how he's scared to go home at night. Is that it, maybe? It's 10 to 12, and lunchtime was quickly coming to an end. Face popped into Class C, as lively as ever, as though an everyday occurrence. Nausicaa announced her presence. While Alka wasn't part of Class C, she didn't let it bother her as she casually entered the classroom. In contrast, the baby birds who had been so noisily chirping while eating lunch quickly quieted and began to rearrange their seats.
どういう意味よそれ？
Very sus. She presently turned before looking around the room. She could not see the male student she had come here to find. He first stood out, so she thought he might be hidden in a corner somewhere, but that appeared to not be the case.
有里くん、出席番号12番のしずきくんは？
Bro, you know his exact seat too? Damn! God, I don't go to this school. Alka kept her tone professional.
俺？しずきならさっき飛び丸殿下が連れて行ったよ。
His Highness Tobimaru. Okay. What was shocked that she casually knew his name. One might think that the reason students refer to Tobimaru Tsukiji by a royal title was because he was the chairman's son, but it was because he actually acted like royalty. In fact, the vice president was said to have taken a liking to the title.
飛び丸が？あいつしずきくんと仲いいの？
Yes, you didn't know this? She seemed surprised. The class seemed surprised at her surprise.
いいも悪いも 築地くんが男子と仲良く話してるのって今まで見たことなかったよ、私たち。
Interesting.
あ、木の実くんはバカだから別だけど。
そうだよな。初めは殿下もあんまり話してなかったけど、3日もしたら楽しそうに口喧嘩してたもんな。
Yeah, they're pretty. They're on good terms. Good terms.
ま、しずき相手に突っ張っても仕方ないじゃん。あいつ変だけどいいやつだし。
True. Sojo's a good egg. He's a good egg.
そうよね。いい人だもんね、宗十郎くん。
Yeah, Sojo's pretty great. They recomposed themselves. Class C started chatting again. I'll go listen for a bit before turning around, and leave the class for the later. Well, the Sojiro talk finished as quick as it started. Lunchtime was coming to a close in the student council room. Sojiro, having told his story, was smiling in satisfaction. Tomaru, still sitting across from him, was frowning.
さあ、感想を聞かせてくれ。
Sojiro told his yarn as best he could. Tomaru fingered his brow as if he was angry or concerned.
なあ、そうのじ。お前、人をバカにできるほど器用なやつじゃねえよな。
What did he do?
失礼な。器用な方だぞ、俺は。
The back. Hey, I'm clever. Sojiro, you tried. Sojiro, on your first day at school, you tried to jump out a window. I'm sorry, but I don't think you are. His response only confirmed Tobimaru's suspicions. It had to be one of two possible conclusions. That what Sojiro had just told him was true, or that Sojiro was so tired that he must have been hallucinating at the time. Tobimaru sincerely hoped it was the latter.
宗十郎、率直に言って、俺はお前が気に入っている。
UW?
嘘のない人間なんてのは人間じゃねえ。
Yeah.
俺は人間嫌いだから、そんなお前さんが気に入ってたりするんだが、そんなやつまで馬鹿げたことを言い出したら、俺は明日から何を頼りに昼飯を食えばいいんだ？
What you mean by that?
学食で食べればいいんじゃないか？
Exactly, well, just look at the cafeteria, man. At your suggestion, Tobimaru's face darkened.
わかった。はっきり言おう。それは幻覚だ。
Uh-huh.
幽霊の正体見たり枯れ尾花ってやつだろうさ。それでも納得いかないってんなら、いい精神科を紹介してやる。
A ghost, huh? Well, that didn't happen in the archive, so that must be something else.
それが君の感想か。よし、ならいいんだ。
Alright. As bitter as Tobimaru's words might have sounded the most, Sojiro swallowed them whole.
そりゃ俺だって神隠しの類だと思ったよ。
Yeah.
けど、都会じゃもしかしてそれもありなのかもしれないだろう。確かめたかったのはそこなんだ。
Right, because he doesn't know these things. Right. Satisfied, Sojiro finished off his last rice bowl and neatly folded the cloth.
おい、すると何か？お前は都会の人間は口から火を吹いたり、腕が伸びたりするのが普通だと思ったのか？
Extend their arms like they're made of rubber. Not to be that guy, but is that a One Piece reference? Luffy is in Mahoyo? Alright.
まあ普通じゃないけど、特別でもないんじゃないかと思ったんだ。
The realm of... What do you mean by that?
ここは山にないものが溢れている何でもありの場所だ。だからそれぐらいやってのける人だってもしかしているのかなと。
The One Piece? The one and only One Piece? Maybe. That his face was as serious as it was made, so I realized just how big a culture shock Sojiro must have been experiencing. Should be a calm after Maid, but alright. Living up in the mountains, with no electricity. in a place where the night sky was as it always had been. Humans were just one more organism in nature's garden. It makes sense that those conditions would create a boy like him. In a way, where's Whitebeard? I guess Tobimaru would be Whitebeard? The idea of children growing up so pure was an appealing one, but maybe it was natural to forego civilization when your population was so small. Or perhaps it was so simple a world that excessive knowledge was deemed irrelevant. It was precisely because city life offered him so much that was impossible until now that he had come to the conclusion that anything was possible here.
安心しろ。確かにこっちにはタチの悪い奴らばっかりだけどな。そんな魔法使いみたいな奴はいねえよ。
There is a magician at your school, however. I'm not gonna say who though. We all know who, but I'm not gonna say who.
そうだといいんだけど。
I mean, it's okay. No, wait, just something to hide it, but it's okay. They don't know though. But Sojo seemed unsure. And to Tobimaru's part, there were things to Sojo's story that he found hard to swallow. Whether true or not, the incident Sojo had described was disturbing.
まあ、事の真偽というか、どんな間違いでそう見えたかは置いておいてだ。結果だけ見れば、うちの生徒が夜の公園で人を殺したってことになる。しかも双方控えめに表現しても普通じゃねえ。
The park? As a newcomer to town, Sojo assumed that everyone his age was a student at his school. For better or worse, he was right.
一人は火炎放射器を持って、もう一人は、まあなんだ、なぎなたでも持ち出したのか、刃物らしきものが何メートルも伸びたときた。
What? Sojo bobbed his head up and down as he listened to disbelief in Tobimaru's voice. Hearing it repeated by someone else, he could see how someone might think he was taking them for a ride.
正気を疑うな。尋常じゃないぞその話。
What the hell?
宗十郎、お前、実は俺をからかってんだろ。
いや、全く。
I'm not.
けどまあ、都会にはそんな人間はいないんだろ
As far as you know.
なら飛び丸の言う通り、夢でも見てたんだ。ここのところアルバイトと試験が重なって辛くて。
You brought us a lot. Damn. Winter break was just around the corner, and the end of terms exams were but a week away. Both were proving formidable opponents for Sojiro.
俺は基本ができてないから、人の倍程度の勉強じゃ追いつけない。ほら、勉強ばかりしているとノイローゼをするんだろ
Yeah. Also, that's fucking bro. You just started school. Like, not like you just started this school. You just started school as a whole. This is your first time at school, and you still have to take the exams? Like, bro, come on. I'm not saying to like force him to study during winter break and all that, but it's like not gonna give him a slight like chance to learn all this shit. Damn.
そりゃするんじゃなくてなるものだが、まあ、何にせよ、やりすぎ飲みすぎはよくねえわな。試験前ぐらいはバイト減らしたらどうだ
But he can't do that because then he can't pay for his home or food.
減らしてはいるんだけどね。年末ってアルバイトを休む人も多くて、その代行も頼まれがちだし。
He just can't say no. He shrugged helplessly. It was obvious from his words that he had been busy. If he was not going crazy, lack of sleep could have caused him to daydream. Even if this all did go down in the middle of the night.
なんだか大変そうだな、宗十郎。
Yeah.
ああ、実はかなり参ってる。
I can imagine that. Sojo nodded with a pained look on his face. What was strange, however, is that he did not look the least bit tired.
泣き言言わねえのは感心するけどな。お前、新郎は顔に出ないたちか
Yeah. Don't just have that, I would say blank expression, but that hopeful expression that there's always something more.
そりゃ新郎はどこも痛まないからね。
Is hopeful too much? I think that's too much. I don't know. You don't have a care in the world. As he answered, Soldier looked up at the clock on the wall. Lunchtime was almost over.
飛び丸時間だ。
The time! Oh, the time!
ああ、もうそんなに経ったか。気にせず先に行ってていいぜ。俺はまだ用があるからよ。
Okay. Soldier watches Tomara made a gesture that seemed to lament the life of a sudden student council member. His eyes looked as if they were looking at a piece of art and not understanding its value.
授業をサボれる身分っていうのは羨ましいな。そういうの飛び丸が嫌いな手抜きじゃないのか？
You'd think.
そりゃ誤解も甚だしい。俺の欠席は手抜きじゃねえ。特権ってやつだと言ったろ。
It semi counts, man. It counts like for 20% or something. I don't know. It semi counts skipping. This president angrily defended himself as he stood up. The transfer student merely gazed at him, unfazed.
おいおい、あれだけ説明したのに全然分かってなかったのか。しょうがねえ。まず座れ。いいか、その字。
Another lesson?
常人を上回る英気と幸運を兼ね備えながら、座することなく精進してきた俺でも、ここを卒業しちまえば、裸一貫になっちまうんだぞ。
True. Once you're out and about out of school, you're on your own, basically. It's true. Well, I mean, it kind of is. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, yeah.
ひでえ話だ。てめえの家柄を活用できんのは、あと1年ちょいだけなんだぜ。これの一体どこが羨ましいってんだ。
Good point. Good point. I do envy, but good point.
普通一生続くはずの親の七光ってやつが、俺の場合はたった3年間しかねえんだからな。となりゃ、有効なうちに使っておかなきゃ、もったいなくておちおち眠ってもいられねえ。
Suppose they want to teach you independence, which, I mean, good lesson. Good lesson to have.
ああ、嫌だ嫌だ。何が嫌かって、バカどもとガン首並べて金勘定するのが嫌だ。たく、嫉妬渦巻く大人の世界じゃ、俺のオブラートみたいな心なんてパックリ飲まれて溶けちまうこと受け合いだろうさ。
Oh, how terrible, Toby Maru. How terrible. They must have been joking, so they took his tone to be completely sincere. Listen as he envied Tobimar's ability to be so open about his feelings. In his frame of reference, there was nothing he could do but take Tobimaru for his word. When...
あら、そんな権利なんて留年すればいくらでも引き延ばせるのに。なんなら協力してあげましょうか。この私でよろしければ。
Hey, Yako. Whoa! The door to the student council room flew open, washing away Sojo's half-hearted responses to his friend. This frosty statement destroyed the warm atmosphere of the room. It also marked the abrupt end to Tobimaru Tsukiji's reign there.
いや、いい。自分の夢は自分の力だけで叶えようと常々思ってるんだ。
Yeah.
そうなら今みたいな恥ずかしいこと力説しないでね。廊下にまで聞こえてたわよ、副会長さん。
Gate. Not missing a beat, Naoko Aosaki stepped inside the room. Dark hair was slightly disheveled as if she had been running. Her gaze missed the sitting soldier entirely and was focused completely on the ranting vice president.
頑張れ飛び丸。
Good luck, bruh. Soldier quietly got up to head back to his classroom.
割と薄情なんだな、お前って。
Just listen, this is your problem. You got this. You got this. Tomorrow grumbled in front of Aoka.
だって時間がない。
Yeah, it's up the class, man.
だから、そういうのが薄情とだな。
He cut himself off. Aoka briefly shifted her gaze to Sojiro.
時間がないのは私も同じよ。あなたにはいつも振り回される。
What? No, that's not true. Okay, wait a little bit. Not a complaint. He was her honest opinion.
なんだ要件は総十郎かよ。
安心なさい。あなたにもあるから。
I shimmer with a murderous glee. It was slightly different from the more sullen gaze to which Omar had grown accustomed. For whatever reason, Haku's mood seemed worse than usual.
しずきくん、あなた、走るのと泳ぐの、どっちが好き？
Running or swimming? Haku asked abruptly. So much a friend level before saying he was fine with either one.
ダメよ。一つにして。
Pick one. Okay. I mean, I'd pick. Nah, fuck. I don't mind swimming, but I guess I'd pick running.
泳ぐ方かな。けど、どうして？
Club.
あなたがまだどこの部にも所属してないから。
Man, what a good guesser I am. Club. Asaki didn't reply. One that left no room for soldier to object.
うちの校則読んだわよね。生徒はただ一人の例外もなく、部活動に参加しなくてはならない。
That's fair, right? Something to do, right?
正直どうかと思う校則だけど、決まりは決まりだから。
Yep, it is what it is.
そんな無茶な。悪いけど、そこまでの暇はないんだ。
True. Also true, actually. Yeah, how the fuck you got time for that?
でしょうね。
How indeed. An equally terse response. She was typically to the point, but Tamara got the impression that she was extremely trying to keep her interaction with Sojiro short. They stared at each other in silence. Tamara stood breathlessly silent on the sidelines until Sojiro broke the impasse.
青崎は分かってると思ってた。
Damn, that should hit hard.
あ、いや違う。きっと分かっているんだな。
Yeah, she does.
だから、そこが強いんだろうね。
That's a... What? Sojiro stood up from his seat. Walked past Alco into the hallway.
それ、明日からでいいんだろ？
しずきくんがいいならね。
Did his best to force a smile before leaving the student council room. Interesting. Those two are peculiar when they're in the same room. While watching the events play out, Tomura found himself deeply impressed with Sojiro. You could tell from Aoko's behavior that she was trying to get a rise out of Sojiro. Sojiro, on the other hand, didn't react. He knew what Aoko was doing, he simply went on his way. To Tobimaru, it was hard to believe that Sojiro had not taken offense. From his point of view, Sojiro's poker face had been the performance of a lifetime.
いや、でも何が強いんだろうな、会長。
Suppose he fucking does, yeah. Looked at Aoko curiously. Aoko stood completely still, staring at the wall.
青崎
Aoko? Aoko showed no response.
おい、会長。青崎。青子女子。おい、聞いてんのかよ、青崎青子。
さいはね、青を呼ぶな。
Fury echoed across the student council room. It was a beautiful sound that could be heard into the hallway and made Tomaru's rant familiar pale in comparison.
やかましい。うるせえのはてめえも同じだ。
Miss Megaphone murdered. After Shannon was still ringing in his ears, so he was just the type to answer a shout with a shout, but he shot back reflexively.
そんなんだから男の一人もできねえんだよ、お前は。ほら、目覚めたか？
別にあなたの声は聞こえてた。煩わしかったから無視してただけよ。黙らせるの面倒だし。
Well, it seems you were wrong. Alright.
てめえな、俺はカカなんかか、おい。
Yes.
コミュニケーションが成立しない点で言えば、あっちのがまだ上品よね。
Damn. Alright. Shit. Never mind.
ほう、その心は？
Damn.
お互い何を言ってるかわからない。意味のない会話なら、オーセみたいなものでしょ。
I. Is that a half compliment? I don't. Is that a half compliment? I guess. Kinda. Alright. Based on that statement, Naoko must have been under the assumption that dating was the act of two lovers whispering nonsense to each other. I mean, I guess from an outsider's perspective, that is what it seems like.
問題はお前にとって意味のある会話ってのがどの程度の価値かってことだが、まあいいか。
Whatever.
いつになくきついじゃねえか、青崎。
True.
ちょっとね、今愛嬌を振りまける状況じゃないのよ。
Understandable.
不思議だ。この2年間で青崎の愛嬌なんてものは見たことがないんだが。
Also true.
飛び丸のいない時に振りまいてたの。
Also true.
そうかよ。やっぱりあの時のこと恨んでるんだろう、生徒会長さんはよ。
There was only one thing that Tomar could be talking about. The incident that occurred in the student council room this past summer.
ずいぶんと昔の話じゃないそれ。
I kinda.
そんなどうでもいいことに容量を使っちゃもったいないわよ。ただでさえ脳の覚醒部分が少ないのに。
Yo, throwing out insults is as easy to her as breathing. God damn. As the conversation wore on, how those Mur's aura began to fade, and her sharp gaze gave way to a calmer demeanor rarely seen from her. It was quite possible that no one besides Tomara had ever seen this side of her at school before.
ご忠告どうも。俺だってあんなことは忘れてよ。ただ、さっきその字がバカなこと言いやがるから、つい思い出しちまったんだよ。くそ、考えてみりゃ場所まで一緒じゃねえか。
It sure is. Despite his ranting, his face betrayed a touch of nostalgia. Naoko, on the other hand, was scowling, as
ちょっと待っ
expected.
て。
Hold on, okay, holding on.
あの話、彼にしたの？
No, he did.
ああ、俺がてめえに、なんで会長になんか立候補したのよ。あんたは副会長って顔でしょ、どう見ても。なんて挑発されて、生涯最高の月をしたところまでな。
You didn't tell him about that first part. You told him about the second part where you tried to hit her. Not about the first part though. But yeah, you have sidekick written all over you. I'm sorry. You're not the MC here. Naoko let out a sigh, as if relieved that Tomara had not told Sojiro the rest of the story. Even she wasn't sure why.
あれは確かにびっくりするぐらいいい月だった。思わず体が反応しちゃったもんね。
So he did punch her, huh? He was being serious. For real. Huh.
ところで、私そんなこと言ったっけ？
言った。しかも俺が保健室に運ばれたのをこれ幸いと強引に副会長にしやがった。
Damn, Naoko got no chill. Since that day, Tomura had served as the vice president to the person who'd usurped the role from him.
いいけどな。俺に会長職は合わねえって分かったし、副会長の方が性に合ってやがる。会長なんてやってたら、危うく親父みたいな野郎になってただろうしよ。
プライド高い分、できることは全部やるからね、飛び丸は。
Yeah, I can tell from that, yeah. Yeah.
会長職に先進するあまり、気がついたら優等生になってたあんたも見たかったけど。
I do wonder. I do wonder.
やめてくれ、ゾッとしねえ。猫かぶるのはお前だけで十分だ。
You wouldn't be that bad. Come on now. Now you're hyping yourself up too much. Tomura shooed Aka away like an annoying pest. It's a typical example of the crude verbal abuse they exchange on a daily basis, with a wittiness that only two longtime foes could manage.
で、なんでそんな話したのよ。
He asked.
は？
Tell who what? Okay.
半年前のここの事件をなんで彼に話したのよ。
I think it's because he asked.
ああ、そっちか。いや、あいつがバカなこと口走ったからなんだが。
He stopped himself before he said any more. You knew better than to let slip the fact that Soldier had a thing for Aoko. Everyone knew guys didn't sell each other out like that. It was all, in truth, a misunderstanding.
それよりさっきのはないんじゃねえのか青崎。お前宗十郎に恨みでもあんの？
Something like that, yeah.
7日以上前の恨みを引きずるほど私はお姫様じゃないつもりだけど。
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a grudge, but there's something there. You want to retort that she was more like a queen than a princess. But he come to know her too well over the past 2 years to dig himself into a hole like that.
恨みはないね。それにしちゃ恋に喧嘩売ってただろ。
Test his resolve or something?
確かに調子の狂うやつだが、あいつほどいいやつはいねえだろうに。
Yeah. Cool. Are you unsure why you do this? Are you actually unsure for
おい
this?
待て。なんだその足元のシロアリを見るかのような態度は。
Perhaps.
別にあんたまでそのセリフを言うのかって心底から見下げ果てただけよ。
The spit.
まあいっか。いいやつ、いい人、結構じゃない？喧嘩を売る相手としちゃ上等だわ。誰も憎んであげないなら私ぐらいそうしないとね。
It's because he holds himself up so well that she picks on him. That makes sense. She said casually, having to regain her composure.
しないとねって、お前。
I suppose so, yeah. Tamara could not follow her reasoning at all. Tamara was used to Aoko's erratic trains of thought, but hating Soldier for no reason seemed needlessly cruel. His friend's naive and innocent face came to mind, and then he blurted.
けど、宗十郎は青崎が好きなんだぜ。それでも嫌いなのか？
Okay, good one, Sojiro. Oh, good one, Toby. His vow of silence had lasted not even 2 minutes.
いや、今のはな、青崎。
You're so fucking smart, Toby Mar. You tried to take it back, but it was too late. She had heard his words loud and clear. All they could hope for now was that she would take it well.
そりゃそうでしょ。好き嫌いは誰にもあるし。
I mean, yeah, that's what liking and disliking things mean.
けどこればかりはね。彼が私と仲良くしたいって言っても、私は嫌いなんだから仕方ない。
Good point. Fair. True, even. Stone, cold, Naoka. Tomura found himself filled with indignation at how detached Aoko was being.
いや、そんなお友達感覚の話じゃなくてだな。
No, it is, it is, it is.
そういう好き嫌いじゃなくて、その字は本気でお前に惚れてるって言ったんだよ。
God, Toby, you're making it worse. Toby, stop! You're making it worse. He shouted, his face the embodiment of sincerity. I gave him a blank stare. It was the face of someone who had lost her wallet hours earlier and was only just realizing it now. First instant of doubt that ushers in the reality of the situation. But an instant is all it was.
Ne?
Exactly. So what? Yeah, okay, and? She answered coolly, as if she had no idea why it should matter to her at all.
出ときたか。鬼でもなけりゃ悪魔だな。お前って女は。よかろう。聞こえなかったのならもう一度言ってやる。
Tamara gave up any pretense of asking solidarity and fired back hard.
いいわよ、そんなの。つまらないもの。
Fair enough. She ruthlessly cut him off. Thinking of the boys who still harbored unrequited love for Aoko, Tamara tried hard to come up with a name befitting the demoness in front of him.
なるほどね。それでさっきの話に結びつくわけだ。
To get to know you a little bit better, yeah.
へえ。 柄にもなく友達思いじゃない殿下。
Oh, that is a smug Alco. Holy shit. She knows you got something weird. I don't mean like that. She knows. Alright? That's what I'm saying. She knows.
ってことは聞くも無残語るも無情っていう私の噂話教えてあげたんでしょ。
Exactly. Alco knows. She laughed as a fiendish smile adorned her face. Tomorrow repented to God, whoever and wherever he or she might be, for ever bringing up Alco's love life.
飛び丸にしちゃ正しい判断ね。褒めてあげるからどんな話をしたのか聞きたいな私。
Toby, my condolences, bro. He was smiling, but Toby, I wish he'd at least tried to hide the bloodlust.
代表作とここでの事件を2つばかり。
Yeah. I could note with satisfaction as she listened to Torimaru's hesitant answer.
こういう時噂話って便利よね。うるさいのを追っ払ってくれるから。でもそんな話を考えなしで広めたら大変だからこれからは気をつけてね。
That's a typo. You can use them chase off annoying people. That's a typo. There's a word missing there. Fang. Alright. It's been writing. The chilly sweet tone of her words could have been signed with a heart. Angry, happy. That's why they spoke in a disturbingly cute manner when she was in a heightened emotional state. Tamar took note of this new discovery. The word did nothing to get him out of this situation.
ああ、俺も命は惜しいからな。口はもう滑らねえよ。
Exactly.
けど、青崎、本気で宗十郎が嫌いなのか？
Yeah, like, do you... I mean, I don't think she hates him. Just, you know. He knew it was a topic he would be better off avoiding, but he tried asking anyway. Bonds between men at times shine more beautifully than a pearl.
まあ好きじゃないから嫌いっていうわけじゃないけど私が彼のことを嫌う理由は自分でもわからない。だからダメなのねきっと。
The problem lies in that you don't know what you feel. Got it. Perhaps, he's epic, exactly. As to placate Tobimaru, Alco paused in contemplation before she answered. Simple as that. Yeah. Giving a moment without immediately blurting out a response meant that not even he could complain.
そうか。まあ、そういうことならしょうがねえか。
He's a bit of how do I put it? A bit of a strange case, that Sojiro. Told you way you could say it. It was a strange case.
何しろ、綺麗さっぱり感情論だ。お互い理由もなく好きと嫌いじゃ、手を貸す隙間もねえわけだし。
Yep. Nothing you can do. Thinking that would be the end of it, Omar looked up toward the ceiling and... Okay. Thinking that would be the end of it, Omar looked up toward the ceiling and simply apologized to Sojiro. Silently apologized to Sojiro. However, his final sentence appeared to have piqued Aoko's interest.
待って今のどういう意味？
What do you mean by that? The fox's cheer had vanished. Trying to pick up on this, Tamara answered nonchalantly.
いや、あいつもさ、青崎に惚れた理由がわからないなんて言いやがってな。ああ、違ったか。理由なんてないなんて意味だったかな。
Not that I believe much in this solemn bro code or whatever, but like Tobimaru, whatever trust Sojiro had in you to not tell Aozaki any of this, you just ruined all of it. Tobimaru was still in disbelief that Sojiro had been charmed by Aoko's appearance, so he purposely left that part out.
理由はないですって。
ああ、なんで俺がいくらお前の噂話をしても無駄だった。天津さえなんて言ってたかな。 そうそう。理由はどうあれ、青崎の心配は本物なんだとか、自分はそれで助かってるとか、俺なんかには言えないセリフだったのは確かだね。どうにも。
Keep in mind to never tell Tobimaru any secrets. Or tell him things that he should be telling. I mean, this is a special case where it just sort of all came out. Because Aoko's Aoko, but at the same time, god damn, man.
はっきりしてんのは、他の野郎どもと違って、噂を聞いても手を引く素振りなんざみじんもなかったってことだけ。
Tomorrow, noticed the chef in Aoko's demeanor. She was scowling at the wall. She glared at it in silence like it was her worst enemy, and this continued for several minutes.
何それ。さっきといいそれといい、どこかで聞いたようなことばっかり。
Heard this before. What? Ah. She is she is fucking radiating. So great was her ire that the gnashing of her teeth was audible. Irritation seethed until it reached the point that Aoko forgot Tomara was even in the room. Tomara looked heavenward for forgiveness, sensing that he'd brought further calamity down upon Sojiro's head.
少し分かったわ。なんであいつが気に食わないのか。
Oh. Tomara looked away as if to indicate that he'd rather not know, but Aoko ignored him and began to grumble venomously.
あいつ、私が嫌いなやつと言動が似てるのよ。誰彼構わずいい人扱いされるところとか、妙にふわふわしてるところとか、いちいち私の勘に触るところとか。
Not that I think she gets on her nerves, but is it because he acts kind of like Alice? Though I wouldn't say she's like aloof or stupid or something. I wouldn't say that. No, Alice seems to be pretty smart, but they do kind of like just talk to the point kind of thing, you know? They just kind of get to the point when they talk. Is that it? Glancing idly up at the clock, Tomura thought that last part just sounded like misplaced anger. And that was that. 1 o'clock had come and gone.
わかった。もういい。この話をした俺が悪かった。で、俺に用ってのはなんだよ。言っとくけど、もう授業始まってるぜ。
え？授業ってなんで？いつ？
Right now.
いや、さっきその字が出てってから、青崎がギラーンって壁に睨んでた時にチャイムが鳴ったんだよ。いいのか、生徒会長。5次元目ばっくれて。
Are you allowed?
いいわけないでしょ。なんで黙ってんのよ、あんたは。
I think she's angry. When she was on the verge of tears, she shouted and pulled at his necktie. Mama raised his hands in mock surrender, a gesture reserved only for the true victor.
蚊の方がエレガントなんて言いやがった仕返しだ。
I'll give you that
思
impression.
い知るがいい。男の純情を踏みにじったり焼き殺したりするエリート悪魔め。
I don't know. The clouding of chairs, maybe? The screaming? I don't know. Some of it, maybe.
相変わらず細かく根に持つ男。言動には言動で返しなさいよね、卑怯者。
It's just almost the same, Alco. Relax. It's almost the same. She tightened his necktie around his neck with a yank. Vice-Prez smiled a fuggish grin, as if her reaction made his victory that much sweeter.
お前の古典が破滅に向かっているのは周知の事実。そして A 組の5次元目は言うまでもない。藤代のばあさん。青崎のこと嫌ってるしな。
Are you sure? I don't think you meant to say remedial classics. Is that meant to say classes? I assume that means that's meant to say classes. Oh, when I heard there were typos in this one, I didn't think there were that many, but okay. Fujishiro had one of the longest tenures at the school, so it was only natural she would be in charge of teaching the classics. Oh, it's meant to say classics.
さあ、こんなところで俺のネクタイを引っ張る余裕があるのなら、急いで自分の教室に立ち返るがいい。
I guess it's meant to say classics,
情
right?
けだ。別に止めはしねえよ。
Is he not merciful? Oh, how merciful he is.
くそ、あんたなんかにはめられるなんて、このまま死んでしまえ。
Yeah, I think she's really mad. Yeah, I think she's really angry. That's what I'm getting from this. She choked him even harder with his necktie. Zuko put words into action and mercilessly strangled Tobimaru. He saw his life flash before his eyes.
いや、待て待て。本当に死んじまうだろうが。今ならまだ間に合う。10分過ぎたら遅刻から欠席扱いだぞ。
Prem intermediate of the classics course. Oh, there are many typos though. Yeah, I've already swallowed a few before this interaction, but okay. I didn't think that was a thing. I didn't know that was a thing. Also, Alko, you're killing him. Please stop. Quick glance up at the clock. It's still only 1:07. Her route was from the student council room on the second floor to Class A classroom on the third floor. If she ran, she could make it.
命拾ったわね、飛び丸。
This time, what? Looked like her tongue disappointingly. The start tomorrow was that it didn't sound like an empty threat.
あと放課後、ここにいて。頼みたいことがあるのは本当なんだから。
Okay, so you don't need him dead yet. Okay, good. It's halfway out of the room before she even finished her sentence. Holy shit, Toby. Only all alone. We're close to... When we closed the open door, locked in and slumped into a chair.
たく。ああしてる分には楽しいやつなんだけどよ。青崎は。
Yeah, and that's all that matters. You like, that's really important to have in like high school and stuff. Just have one person that don't make your life dull, you know, which isn't hard to come by. Most people will make your life interesting somehow, but don't obviously expect them to always make your life interesting. But you know, I guess have friends in high school. I don't know. I don't know what I was trying to say. Back in this creaky folding chair and let us sigh. Oh, nice sky. The one outside was beautiful. Oh, well, yeah. But the sunlight waned early in the winter. For long, daylight would fade, and the unheated student council room would grow colder and colder. All the good equipment, like the heater, had ended up in the main office, so he had no choice but to settle in for a chilly afternoon. Eesh.
こんな天気が続けばいいんだがね。天気予報じゃ、また雲行き怪しいって話だが。
Damn. After a somewhat suggestive monologue, Tobimaru's mind drifted. He only wondered to himself whether Sojo was an overcast day or a clear day sort of guy. But no answers came. He's not there. Oh shit, of course you didn't get an answer. He's not in the room with you. The school day was over. Sojo headed straight to his job. The school approved its jobs at the Chinese restaurant and fish market in Misaki's shopping district. There was other work he hadn't mentioned to them. It was not because he knew that they would complain at him working too many, but rather because of the illicit nature of one job in particular. Summer vacation on 4 days. It's not... Oh, you mean... in Persona. Good question. I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's more. I think there's more. I don't know. Today, his workplace was a pachinko parlor in front of Yashirogi Station. Soldier changed out of his school uniform and into a black fox tuxedo uniform and cleaned the storefront. Yashirigo was the jewel of Misaki City, the You see a place with a vast assortment of commercial centers and shopping arcades. There were people en masse, there were products made en masse. A romantic might describe it as a place of joy. A realist would note the free enterprise. And a cynic would point out all the garbage. Local authorities had attempted to beautify Yashiro. You have to pause to read that fucking word, that's gonna throw me off. There was one basic tenet of society that they could never overcome. The Statman was the embodiment of that rule. Businesses such as this attracted the dregs of society, and as such, the front of the parlor had to be cleaned several times a day. People stood outside in the winter cold, sweeping used-up cigarette butts, picking up discarded flyers, and tossing empty cans into the trash. Something about it must have reminded him of mountain life, because he cheerfully finished the job with ease. Making sure the storefront was acceptably clean, he returned to inside the parlor where it was nice and warm. Blinding lights, deafening sounds. The oppressive odor of tobacco assaulted him as he passed through the parlor on his way to the office.
店長、外回りの掃除終わりました。
はい、ご苦労様。それでいいかな。2階の40番台のお客さんの様子見てきてくれない？
Okay.
どうも懐に飲んでそうなんだよね。
Oh, nay. His boss is a good-natured man who used to work at a desk job. The reason he employed someone like Sojiro, even though he wasn't clearly a student, it's not because he admired him for working his way through school. Because all of the other employees were scary and intimidating, and he wanted at least one employee who was not.
いいんですか？トイレの掃除まだですけど。
That can wait.
いいのいいの。なんかね、カメラの死角にいるんでいまいち確証取れないの。
You really shouldn't have a blind spot in these casinos, man.
そうちゃん、今のところ的中率 100% でしょ。様子見てきてくれないかな。
Alright. Hearing that, Sojiro put away his cleaning equipment and headed upstairs. It's a typical large-scale pachinko parlor with 2 floors. It prided itself on being a local establishment that was satisfied with taking the locals' money little by little, whenever resorting to more exploitive means. Regardless of the parlor's intentions, its customers were not so scrupulous. Among them were casual players, professional gamblers, and cheaters looking to profit by exploiting whatever loopholes they could find. Of particular prevalence was a device developed in the mid-80s that could disrupt the machine's circuitry from the outside and make it much easier to get what was called a 777 jackpot. Much as the parlor wanted to deny these cheaters entry, it needed to present hard evidence of cheating or risk losing customers. Particularly in the service industry, innocent until proven guilty was not a rule taken lightly. As a result, they could only punish the customers they caught in the act. Such cheaters were known as Kotoshi, a slice of society which Sojiro knew nothing about. What he did note was that they were inconveniencing his employer and violating their rules. He went upstairs. Radio and game machine sounds on the second floor were quieter than the only downstairs. There were 100 game machines on the ground floor and over 80 on the second. While there were some empty seats here and there, it was a solid event turnout. Solid evening turnout. The machine mentioned by his boss was in the center aisle. Sojiro nonchalantly leaned back against the wall and watched the customer hit the jackpot over and over again. Wait a fucking minute. The second he saw her, his gut told him that she was not cheating. He still was not sure what made someone a master swindler, but if it meant they were special, this woman certainly fit that description. It's almost as if he could feel the luck emanating from her. the customers looked on, she silently turned the handle again and again. She appeared older than Sojiro. She wore a green, form-fitting one-piece dress. A pair of stockings covered her legs. Her slender legs were gracefully crossed, and her elegance suited a painting better than a casino. Her dark, reddish hair was cut short in a bob, roughly framing her stylish spectacles and crimson lips. Yo, this is me describing this character. This is just the way I would describe her. Hold on. Truth be told, something was off about this picturesque beauty ringing the jackpot over and over again. 4 boxes worth of pachinko balls sat at her feet, and her winning streak showed no sign of fading. She looked bored as her slender porcelain fingers lifted a long cigarette to her lips. Just as that thought crossed his mind, gaze turned toward the wall and Sojiro. Oh. Oh. Suddenly, a chill ran down his spine. Flexley covered his mouth to keep from shrieking. Ah! Acting of pure instinct, Sojiro took off running. He headed straight downstairs, desperate to not be on the same floor as her. He went straight out the door, but for his obligations to his job.
店長、早退します。それと、2階の人は問題ないです。
He tried to keep his composure as he spoke, jamming his school uniform into a paper bag as he ran out of the parlor. Cloudy would have brought the shadow of night over Yashirogi as he ran through the shopping arcade toward the station. He shot up the long staircase like an arrow. He pulled his train pass from his wallet and passed through the ticket gate. The ticket gate was crowded with people standing around, walking and talking. The station attendant by the automatic ticket machine had an unpleasant look on his face. It was not familiar, confronting hustle and bustle around him. Just another day in the city. Like what he witnessed the night before. Damn, what the fuck did she do? Could finally breathe again. One entire rush of relief brought him to an abrupt stop. He nervously turned around. There's no way that dangerous individual could be behind him. Danger? What could she possibly do? Couldn't think of a good reason why he'd fled so desperately. As far as he could remember, he hadn't even seen the threat's face long enough to form an opinion about her. Sojiro gave himself a good slap on the cheek to pull himself together and quickly made his way down to the platform. Unfortunately, the next train was 10 minutes away and panicking would do him no favors. So he quietly found an empty seat and sat down. Interesting. Only opinion I have of that character is from Garden of Sinners, K&K. So I can't say what she's like here at all. But I wouldn't take her for a quote-unquote threat. Or a quote-unquote antagonist. But okay, Sojiro, I mean, he's a bit loopy, I suppose. Took another deep breath. He was surrounded by people waiting for the train just like he was. And no sign of anyone pursuing him. His head finally cleared up, and he assured himself that he was overthinking things. Though, he was surprised at how heavy his shoulders felt. Yeah. Sojiro's sigh is greater than expected fatigue. He certainly struggled since coming down from the mountains, but in retrospect, it could have been worse. Physically, he was probably holding up fine. He was much less confident in his mental state. Hiccups. I'm hiccuping. Sitting oh god, let me read, Gabe. God damn, hiccups! Sitting in the mountains could not have been more different. He had been slow to recognize the differences and adapt. Acclimation was simple enough, means for nothing if not adaptable, Even without any effort, one would learn to adjust over time. Recognizing the challenges had been the hard part.
そりゃあとにかく難しいことだらけだし
Joe grumbled a complaint he'd never uttered before. To be honest, he was still afraid to wander around town. So many things city people took for granted that Sojo had yet to grasp. It was no wonder that this never-ending chain of surprises would wear on him.
そっか疲れてるのは体じゃないのか
It's your mind, man.
だからあんな幻を見る
And honestly, man, that's fine. You just take it all in as you go, right? Take your time. Though you're not allowed to do that, apparently. Muttered to himself and shook his head. That which exists, exists. Such was the way of all things. Nora had called it a hallucination, but Sojo knew what he saw was real. The city was a magical kingdom compared to the mountains. There were real magicians secretly living here. That should have been no surprise at all. The thought alone made his legs tremble. It took him a moment longer to realize that they were quivering out of fear. He had feared the unnatural ever since he encountered the wild bear on a mountain path as a child.
いやあれはこんなもんじゃなかったっけ
That only makes sense though, fear the unknown. That's what we always do, we always fear the unknown.
なりふり構わず泣き叫んだもんなあの時は
Sojo smiled a little as he recalled his traumatic childhood memory. No one would have fainted at the sudden appearance of a growling beast that towered over 6 feet tall. Monster in the movie that Sojo saw not 2 days ago was the equivalent of a cuddly stuffed animal when compared to the wild mountain creatures. He was reminded that he faced far worse before, and his ordeal now was something he could endure.
そうだよな今の問題はちらっと聞こえた最後のセリフか
Face value, meaning was obvious. The implications were simply too frightened to contemplate seriously. Perhaps he had misheard the words, or perhaps the speaker had misspoke.
都会のルール誰かがきっと罰しに来るか
Eventually, as he said it, the idea didn't feel quite real. It was hard to imagine that it applied to him. Sojo breathed in and closed his eyes. His vision dimmed, putting the illuminated cityscape out of sight and out of mind. For now, he resolved to put last night's events behind him. He opened his eyes, his breathing had calmed.
それでさ青崎を殴りつけようとして結局どうなったんだ
The question suddenly popped into Sojo's head. He decided he would ask next time, and stood up from his chair. A long streak of light blazed by, announcing the arrival of the next train. Strange. Trophy! It's like that every day. Alright. Well, it means time to save. And to hop over to the archives. Boop. Oh, only 3 this time, right? Yeah. Okay, let's go. We should do this actually in one go. What happening of last night?
都会は魔界だ
Oh,
けど慣れれば割と住みやすいとは思う
okay. Why is the text red? Wait, you're reading this again? Huh? No, I'm in the archives. Isn't... Oh, is this not... Oh! Wait. Last time it was new stuff. Is there not new stuff today? Oh. No, oh, I thought it was. I thought every chapter was just the little like 0.5s. Oh. Oh, okay. Okay. In that case, we're moving right along to the next episode. Okay. Yeah. I didn't know. Alright. Chapter 3, Nights. Let me tell you how the events of yesterday transpired. On moonless nights, you must never look back. Was it a lesson? Or was it a warning? It was so very long ago. At the time, I could not imagine what my very being, would become. One night came without warning. I was filled with an anxiety so heightened that it made me want to burst into tears. So I fled to my grandfather's workshop. With the grandfather I knew, he smiled and kindly placed his hand upon my head. Yes, the Red Death follows you every step. Rather consoling me, he sent me home with only those haunting words. That night, I was certain that I sensed a shadow lurking behind me. Someone or something watching me from afar. Then little by little, year by year, it drew closer. Eventually, the present that once felt like a spot on the horizon grew so close that I could feel its breath down the base of my neck. Of course, it was all in my mind. I turned around, nobody was there. But that night marked the beginning. In hindsight, I later understood that the indescribable anxiety I felt was the dread of certain death. Alice? How much time has passed since that night? I linger deep in the recesses of my mind where childhood memories are kept. A faded, storybook-esque memory. Stop trolling, Alice. On dark nights, I still hear the faint echo of my grandfather's words. How strong the wind may howl, or entrancing the song of the girl next to me, I could never bury his ominous words completely.
ご到着ね。
The girl beside me said. Alice's infectious voice spoke volumes at her role as the bystander. That night, there was only me and her. It was now what marked as the birth of who I am today. What should have been quite the memorable night sure wasn't a promising start. Dense clouds blocked the starlight above like a black umbrella. A strong wind tore through the sky, carrying the heavy clouds with it. The hands on the clock in the middle of the park pointed skyward, as if reaching for the moon. Fortunately for them, tonight there was no moon to point at. The winter air grew fiercer as the night wore on. Inhaling felt as though it would freeze me from the inside. The air chilled me to the bone, trying to pass up my spine directly to my brain. To prevent my mind from being paralyzed, and to prevent my fingertips from becoming stone, I sparked a fire using my internal rhythm and emotion.
触覚を譲るわ。幸運ね。あの位置なら刻んでおいたウィスプが止まる。
I responded to Alice with a nod. And then, for just a moment, I saw the ground. My legs quivered ever so faintly. I told myself they were shaking from the cold, but I wasn't so sure. In reality, they may not have been numbed by the cold, but by fear. I breathed a sigh of relief. My humanity must still be intact if my emotions are still present. What? I could sink into a pool of my own sentimentality. Sensations from the bounded field flowed from Alice into me. Or flowed, I should say. Flowed. A transparent wall covered the entire bark. An unrecognizable carpet rooted deep under the earth. Alice Quanji's chants of the Mother Goose fairy tales permeated the night. Sensations became one with my body. That's a cool shot. Might be the thumbnail. I felt goosebumps on my quivering right arm. No one had trespassed. Goosebumps crept up my right arm like ants. Slowly but surely, inroads from my heart. All about desire to drive them out, wait for them to reach a certain, definitive position. A moonless night. The park's quaint streetlights were not enough to lift the darkness. The ants came to a stop. Far, far from my right arm, it reached my very heart. Even at the aid of my sense of sight, I could see the intruder lurking in the darkness. Starboard, the bush is about 30 steps back on all fours. It was beckoning with its right hand. The enemy's movements, my perception of it were in lockstep. He spun around. Oh! The enemy's arm stretched out like a spear. Ooh shit, nice dodge. It's a lethal weapon. The back of my head brushed my hair at breakneck speed. With the omniscient awareness granted by Alice's ward, I managed to avoid it by the skin of my teeth. My hair fanned through the air from the violence of the attack. The strike grazed my cheek, and I felt a small, sharp pain. It's not the kiss of death. It's a good song. I switched the flow of my body's blood to a different cycle. Blood running through my veins at a few feet per second transmuted into an imaginary element. My body became a single circuit and my heart transformed into a completely different engine. Within me stirred an unknowable motion of immeasurable heat. Something mystic, yet untapped by humankind. That made me who I am. It was the fire of life behind all miracles and fables. What we may just call magical energy. Turn around, set the enemy in my sights, held up one hand. My arm was the agent of my will. Lack of experience meant my magecraft would only be possible with the use of vocalizations and gestures. Magical formulae were engraved all over the park. All I had to do was ignite them. I need to direct the flow of the magical energy within my body into each formula. Typically, a mage acts as a conduit. Whether wired or wireless, the mage simply pours magical energy into the formula. Using this energy in the form of a projectile, stream, or any number of other methods would usually suffice. In my case, it was the feeling of my limbs wiping out. Whipping out, actually is what I said. Damn! I fought speed with speed. Nice. Enemy's arm, instead of 10 feet forward, became engulfed in flames. It was nighttime at the park. The scene, this of a campfire, but one in which the center of the flames contained a humanoid figure wriggling like a shadow puppet. The flames subsided just as unnaturally as it ignited. No crackling, no burning smell. The hell? What the hell was that? After telling this to Alice, I headed toward the motionless figure. I killed it. I killed it. I killed it. Regardless of who my opponent was, I just took someone's life. My throat parched. I swallowed the truth that without this sense of reality, I would have been helpless. And she teaches this lesson very well to Shiki later on. Taking someone's life is not as cookie cutter simple as you fucking think it is. So hard and bitter, possible to swallow. But I tried to anyway. I was unnervingly calm. My heart pounded and my breath felt heavy. My mind was nonetheless calm. By the time I realized it, the charred remains were already in front of me. Racing for a counterattack, carefully examined the corpse. Everything seemed fine. His body lying slumped to the ground was nothing but ash.
Huh?
But something wasn't right. To begin with, the remains didn't smell organic. I'm willing to believe my hunch. Took a closer look at the corpse's face. That greeted me was the featureless white face of a mannequin.
ちっくしょうまたやられた
Well, I mean, that is the one and only who uses nothing but fucking puppets and never shows their real self. Screaming, I kicked the mannequin. The corpse crumbled to ash and disappeared with the wind. No, this was no corpse. It was just a puppet. Well, for efforts to lure the master out, we had once again been tricked by a familiar. My debut, my first test out in the open, will be postponed for another day.
い
Bah.
つになったら一人前にってあれ
At that moment, I noticed something familiar in the corner of my eye. Something seemed strange, but the slide on the other end of the park, it appeared as though its shadow were larger than it should be. Was I still drunk on the high of battle? It took me a second to realize what it was.
誰
Someone's there. Calling out was a mistake. Startled by my voice, the figure, in a similar high school uniform, took a step back and then it broke into a sprint. Someone running for their life. Or should I say, was doing exactly that.
追いかけて見られた
In a rush, I shouted to my partner, but she hadn't even noticed the third party's presence in the first place. Though, it wasn't as if I could have moved by myself. Embarrassingly, the fight had taken more out of me than I'd have liked.
ダメ逃げられる
Oh, so, okay, this is what Sojo saw.
捕まえて始末しないと
There's no time for nice ties? What? There's no time for nice ties. I don't know if that's how you say it, but alright. For us, being seen here was a matter of life and death.
待ってこの
Shake off the numbness in my legs, I made for the park's exit. I had to admire his escape. The witness, prior to the entire night's proceedings, had disappeared into the darkness of the residential district without a trace.
ああもう結界にあいつの感触なんてなかったのに
Cause you're bad. Playing to myself wouldn't bring back the figure in uniform. Due to my own incompetence, I gave up the chase. Though temporary, the park had become Alice's woods. I know within a few feet of the park goers, identifiable features and voices became murky. The stuff of fairy tales. Those proceedings may have had a witness, but if our identities were still hidden, then this was still a chance.
あの背中男だった
Return to the park. That uniform was, without a doubt, from my high school. That was clue enough. If he was a schoolmate of mine, I'd have plenty of methods to flush him out.
にしてもどうしてこう問題ばっかり増えていくんだろう
It really is just one thing after another, yeah. It's my grumbling, I set my priorities straight. Before some strange rumor spread, I needed to seal the witness's mouth shut. That was the highest priority. Quickly. Without mercy. Looking up, I saw Alice's previously distant figure. Though she was in as much trouble as I was with her existence as a mage also exposed, she had but one thing to say.
これは困ったことになったわね
Yes, it does. Her statue-like figure, staring into the darkness, seemed more expressionless than calm. I was pissed off. Her inscrutable voice resembled the moonless night so much it made me angry. God, you and your big words, Nasu. God damn. That was chapter 3? Oh. Or chapter 2. No, chapter 3. Yeah. The heck? I assume there's nothing new, right? Just checking. Yeah, no, it's just this one. Okay. I mean, look at the bookshelf. There's a lot. There's a lot. Look at the bookshelf. There's a lot more than what I think there is, obviously. There's a lot here. But it's like, damn, that was it? Okay, short ass chapter. Alright, on to chapter 4. Blues in her name. There really isn't any way of saying this. I'm a magician. Kind of like those witches in fairy tales who live alone in the woods and perform miracles with the wave of a finger. Short as chapter for real, honestly, yeah. While the popular depiction of it differs from reality, it's closer to the truth than you know. Just so we're clear, no, I don't fly through the sky on a broom. I cannot transform into animals or speak with small birds. Modern mages are nothing so fanciful. I'm noticing now the narration's a bit more first-person-y. Like, it's from a perspective and not just, like, as a third person, which is interesting. Our existence sounds unbelievable, but we're quite grounded. Though it may seem like we can do anything, we're actually majorly constrained. And while I still have a lot to learn about it, this is my real job. It's a lot more romantic than being a high school student, right? Naturally, it's a secret I don't just share with anyone. A maid must do everything in their power to conceal their work. That is the first and most important of the association's 10 laws. Not that I'm tempted to let the cat out of the bag in the least. My secret identity as an art student is intact, and absolutely no good will come of me revealing my true nature. If anything, it will lead to more headaches. So I do everything in my power to keep it a secret. Of course, if I'd accomplished anything as a magician by now, then maybe I'd see it differently. I fantasize about revealing my secret life's work to a single, special person when I finally make something of myself. I had to read before I start speaking. Yeah, it'd be pretty stale to just confess one day. By the way, I'm a magician. The idea alone is enough to keep me from spoiling the big reveal, regardless of the association's rules. My grandfather patted me on the head when I shared these thoughts with him. I don't know if that was praise or what. I remember that his touch was gentle. I first learned that I would be succeeding my grandfather on the day I graduated middle school. I returned home, there he was. Your eldest sister left on a journey. This day forth, you are the heir to the Aosaki. That's a terrible old man voice, but alright. I could do better, but fuck it, we will. Said in such a matter-of-fact way. You know, the Aosaki family passed down this old tradition of magecraft. To be honest, I never imagined I would be the one to wield it. Magecraft is supposed to be passed down to a single child. It was my sister's role to take the mantle, and I had no interest in dedicating myself to so many rules and routines. I planned to live a normal life. I had hopes and dreams for the future. The path of my sister, but I was determined to live my life my way. I managed to do just that for a time. I was blindsided by a vicious counterpunch. Since then, I've been thrust headlong into a world I had only observed from afar. It was a hell of a way to start high school. But I suppose it wasn't all that bad, all things considered. What has happened since then? I was so dazed by this newfound life that a year of school motored right by. It was the second year before I knew it. Thankfully, nothing drastic has happened. 6 months, my roommate and I totally tried to kill each other, notwithstanding. As it happens, I've got a natural talent at this magic stuff, so I've yet to have any hang-ups there either. I'm only human, so I've had my fair share of headaches for sure. Not once did I worry about my future. So my life would be smooth sailing all the way. If only everything had gone to plan last night.
どう？
But, well, as Kwanji asked Aoko Aosage the second she entered the house. Dark eyes succeeded where her voice failed to communicate the gravity of the situation. Okay, now we're back to like third person again. Okay. I think I should do a different voice of third person, but I don't know. We'll just keep going as we do. But took off her unflattering coat, hung around the hanger, and sat down on the sofa. Alice sat across from her, with a table separating them.
そっちは？よくないわね。偵察に行けるのは7個ぐらい。ここのところ使ってばかりで作り置きをする余裕もなかったし。
Alice's gaze drifted from Aoko to the box on the table. Oh.
あの夜、町を監視していた奴はいないの？町の偵察は完璧なんでしょ？そいつら。それは昼間の話よ。夜間飛行は危険が多いわ。
Meaning they were out of least use when needed the most. Aoko sighed.
そういうあなたは？朝は随分と強気だったけど。
Yeah.
ああ、こっちは予定通りよ。
We Gucci. Nothing came out.
明日までには絞り込めると思う。今朝、飛び丸にうちの生徒の自宅と行動時間を調べさせたから。
So that's what you asked him to do.
あの時間に公園をうろつくやつはめったにいないし、簡単に割り出せる。そう簡単に行くの？
How can you be so sure, actually?
行くわよ。伊達に生徒会に勤めてないわ。その程度のデータは揃えてある。
I see.
月1のバイト先はおろか、親しい友人宅との移動時間、その優先順位まで調べ上げてるんだから。
That makes... I mean, I suppose keeping your identity secret, that makes sense.
人には見せたくなかったリストだけど、そんな余裕ないでしょ？だから、そういうのが向いてる副会長にやらせたの。
Incidentally, the creation of this secret file started the moment Aoko became student council president. The mere rumor of its existence was enough to strike fear into the entire student body.
そう。徹底しているわね。相変わらず。
Extremely thorough. Alice was only mildly surprised. It had been almost 2 years since they first started living together. She knew as well as anyone that when Aoko put her mind to something, she saw it through to the end.
ま、私もあれがこんな風に役立つとは思ってもみなかったけど。ほんと、備えあれば憂いなしとはこのことね。
Yeah. What happened last night was far beyond a mere exception to the rule. This predicament should not have been even possible.
それより、原因は分かったの？結界の結びに不手際があったなんてのは聞かないわよ。
Aoko glared at her. The war was Alice's responsibility. It was to blame for last night's trouble. Alice had to own up to her fair share. Alice and Aoko may have been roommates and partners, but it was a relationship of convenience. While lineage had brought them together, they were more like enemies than allies. Ultimately, they were just not a match. When there was a blunder, there was punishment. When there were an opening, it would be attacked. If there was even an opportunity, the two of them would kill each other in the event of such a moment. Alice locked eyes with Aoko. Aoko's fierce gaze could make a grown man cower in fear, but Alice did not bat an eyelash.
仮の話だけど、あの結界に落ち度があったのなら、今まで何度もこういう状況になっていたでしょうね。
Suppose you're right. Aoko agreed, as the question reaffirmed her trust in Alice.
結界のあり方は完璧だったのね。絶対とまでは断言はできないけど。
True, can never say for sure what happened. Alice answered as flatly as ever. A bounded field is like a sanctuary sealed away from the real world. Steps are taken whereby certain areas cut off from the outside world. Various kinds of bounded fields. There are physical ones that close off an area behind a wall. And there's tangible ones that use mirrors, mist, or trees to conceal that which occurs within. However, when closing off an area to the outside world, you cannot avoid communicating the abnormality's existence. In other words, the area may be closed off to the outside world, but it is impossible to hide the fact that it is closed off. In time, someone will take interest in a sealed off area even if they cannot see what is going on inside. Some might say this is putting the cart before the horse. The ideal field would be one that was both undetectable and impervious to interference from the outside. That was exactly the kind Alice had generated in the park the night before.
その場所に用があっても今はないように思わせれば誰もそこには立ち入らない。隠したい場所の周りに一時的な意識の改ざんを促す結界を張る。手間はかかるんだけど1時間程度の人よけには信頼性は高い結界よね。
So it can't be seen or noticed from any way. And yet, soldiers still found it?
アリスの鏡を使った一級品だし途中で破れることもない。事実入ってきたのはあの人形だけだとはっきり感じられた。これで完璧じゃなかったら何が完璧なのよ。
How the hell did Sojo find it then? Interesting.
私もわからない。森作りに落ち度はなかったわ。森は数日かけて栽培したものだし今まで通り信頼できる結界よ。けど例外があったのなら
Maybe.
どこかで見落としがあったのね。
Maybe. To Alice's words conceded the possibility. Her eyes expressed her confidence that she had overlooked nothing.
参った。こうなると一番いいのはあいつが人形使いだってパターンね。それならかろうじて納得できる。相手が魔術師なら結界の侵入ぐらいできるでしょうし。問題は侵入した時の違和感をどうやって消したかってことだけど。
How indeed. The thought of being targeted by this individual was pretty terrifying. If they're able to penetrate Alice's field, it can only mean that their skill in magecraft was superior to Alice's. Alice, in her current state, would be completely helpless against such a foe.
その線はないわ。
Oh.
彼は部外者よ。ムクドリはともかくロビンが後をたどれなかったもの。魔力の気配は全くなし。誰かの魔術で操られている犠牲者というのもないわね。
Haku was quickly running out of straws to grasp at. And that means she was out of questions to ask. All she could do was call it bad luck and leave it at that.
魔術師の秘密を見られて、おまけに目撃者を逃がしたか。普通の高校生の悩みじゃないな。
Because life doesn't always go the way you think it will. Sofa groaned as she leaned back. Her gaze went up to the brown ceiling with a sigh. Not so much for a view, she was becoming increasingly depressed.
青子、覚悟を決めておいて。
Her roommate's voice seemed indifferent. Naoko just kept staring up at the wooden ceiling.
それとも、あなたにできないのなら、私が言ってあげてもいいけど。
The cold mannered girl's statement carried an equally icy implication. Naoko took the words in slowly with as much sincerity as she could muster. It was like trying to swallow molten lead.
そうだ。覚悟なんて、もう決めたでしょ。
No. The thought sounded hollow even as it popped into her head. This was clearly different from last time. But the aim was indeed the same. The circumstances surrounding her target were clearly different. She may have been determined before, but that was as a mage. If enemies emerged, she would kill them. If she was challenged, she would step up to the fight. It was a fight between two mages, and her opponent was in the wrong. Even if this could only end in death for one of them, It was an outcome both parties could accept. Kill or be killed. Morality had no weight on this scale. But this time was different. Her opponent was neither enemy nor mage. Even if she was prepared to kill them, this person was likely not ready to die. That's what morality did factor into it now. Was she truly up to a task of murdering an innocent person? Could she swallow the fact that this was a common occurrence for a mage? She snorted sardonically. A mage, I mean Aoko was some kind of monk who could cut ties with the real world on a whim. Hey, Saki. There's one thing Aoko hated. It's doing things without conviction or an understanding of exactly why she was doing them. She preferred to act decisively. And here, I got Basket Heroine's banner. Well, maybe not someone on the bad banner.
やるしかないだろうね。
I really don't recommend summoning on her banner. She's not that good. She said it. She got out from the sofa. We had her fill off the ceiling for one day. If you mean by Heron, you mean Alter, right? Heron X Alter? Because she's not Buster. She's quick. She's quick, brother. She's not Buster. Her NP is quick. She carries 3 quick cards. If not 3, at least 2. You should probably check up a servant's skills before you start summoning, man. True, but still, if you're gonna pick someone to summon for, at least make sure you know what you're summoning for before you just do it, you know? Hold on. Aoko had returned to the alcove of always, and Alice was done probing her.
じゃあ、
Ballin'.
これ。
Using her water, Alice produced a small bottle. It fit neatly in the palm of her hand. The bottle looked completely out of place in her slender fingers. The glass was clouded and appeared empty. Some shreds of paper remained on the front, but there was once a label.
何よそれ。
What the fuck is that? Aoko stared at the bottle suspiciously.
収納の小瓶ちょうど一つ余ってたからあげるわ
Storage bottle?
はい
What?
名前は忘れたけど中国の小説に出てきたのと同じよ
What? Aoko was miraculously able to parse what Alice meant.
それってレンゲ堂の兄弟の話じゃああの赤いひょうたんと同じなわけ言いたくないけどそこら辺の風邪薬のラベルを無理やり剥がして小瓶に見せかけてるそれが
Exactly, like, the what? Yeah, let's look at the bottle and acknowledge how ordinary it looked. She also understood that she would not be the one using it as she set it on the table.
赤いひょうたんじゃなくて陽子玉の上瓶の方
I see.
そういう問題じゃない私は魔術師としての雰囲気を論じてるんだ
That's the problem here, exactly.
些細なことを気にするのねせいろがんの瓶じゃないだけいいと思うけど
Good point, it's not laxatives. She made a good point.
蓋を開けて相手の名前を尋ねればいいか
Huh?
らただし相手に抵抗する意志が残っている場合小瓶は割れるから気をつけて
What? Also, how is the table this shiny? We can see Aoko's reflection. Bro, this wooden table is not that shiny. Come on now. Aoko raised her eyebrows.
ちょっと待った抵抗する意志があるとダメって眠っている時にやれってこと
And it's nighttime, so she'll work just fine.
それは試したことがなかったわ
Of course you have. You're supposed to be the teacher here, Alice. What? At least the one more knowledgeable. Come on.
眠っているのに返事をする人っているの？
I mean, kinda. I
た
guess.
まにいるけど。まあ確かに珍しいわね、そういう人。
Exactly. Even Alco knows like that. Yeah, you could, but it's not likely. In that case, I won't have to weaken them until they were about to pass out.
ああ、そうそう。薬や魔術がかかっていると、その重さでも割れるから気をつけて。
I'm sorry, but why drugs specifically? That's my. Why drugs specifically here? What kind?
使えない。それってほとんど役立たずってことじゃない。
Looking at it?
それは青子次第ね。
Ah! Just turned away as she replied, as if the topic no longer mattered to her.
はあ、アリスがこういう小道具好きなのは知ってたけどね。これも趣味なわけ？
Probably. Alco asked, hoping Alice would deny it.
多分。
Oh, okay.
それでどうするの？持っていくのか行かないのか。
Take it or leave it. By answering, Alco did it a bit before taking the bottle and putting it in her pocket. She figured she might be able to find some use for it. And that is a good point to end today's session. Damn, that was a lot. Got like what, 2 chapters done, basically. Oh no, can we hold on? Not come back. I want the title screen. Hold on, wait, hold on. Shit, I didn't think that would just close the fucking game. Damn. Hold on. There we go. All right. There we go. All right. So, that was pretty good. Another great session. We're making good headway. There's obviously a lot more to go. Yeah, we're only just here, and if we go over down here, bro, this could take forever. Which is good. I like that the story is long. That's good. And well, yeah, I mean, this was pretty interesting. Funny too, as always. Just more chill stuff. And seeing a smidge of you know who is, I mean, to me, that's a W. Seeing at least like a little bit of her, we don't get to anything more than the one that we didn't get more than what we saw for at the pachinko parlor, but that's a good start. Can't wait to see more. But she was sort of my favorite character in K, so I can't wait to see more of her. But that about does it for this time. So I hope you all enjoyed, because I certainly did. And yeah, I hope to see you all same time, same place tomorrow for next time, where we continue on with this current chapter on Witch on the Holy Night. So, have a good day, evening, or night, wherever you are in the whole wide world. I'll see you all same time, same place tomorrow. Bye-bye!